birthday, Mr. Stein. Can't believe it's been 90 years. To celebrate this grand occasion, let's drink a couple beers. Happy birthday, Mr. Stein.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. I think my favorite memory of you and I and Grandma too is when you used to make us a nest in the afternoon and we would sit and watch My Fair Lady. And you still to this day always ask me what the 20th of May is, and it's Eliza Doolittle Day. And I will forever hold that as a very cherished memory. So I wish you a very happy birthday, and I hope you have many more years with us.
A fond memory I have of Dad was when I was very little. I always used to like to go to the convenience store over by our grade school, St. Raphael. And there wasn't anything really there to capture Dad's attention other than to buy me candy or whatever I wanted at that point. So he always used to say it was inconvenient to go to convenient. But one trip out Butchell Bank Road to Fern & Moody's, realized that they had candy and had something that Dad really liked, which was the daily racing form. So he would take me out and buy me a Charms Sour Sucker or something like that while he got the daily racing form. We would sit in the car and he'd peruse the form while I ate the sucker. And then he went to the back room. I don't know what they had back there. I think maybe the local bookie was there and allowed him to put a couple of bets on whatever was going on at Churchill Keeneland or maybe River Downs or something like that. So while we didn't go to Happy Convenient, as I called it, Fern & Moody's was a great substitute for both of us. As we all know, Dad's always had a fondness for horses, and especially the races out of Churchill. I remember one Saturday, Mom was none too happy with Dad being at work, and kind of got a sneaking suspicion that maybe he was at the track. And I don't know how maybe she got tipped off that he was going out there, but she was going to go meet him there. And took the station wagon, went down to Churchill Downs. Didn't exactly know where to park. Somehow ended up parking in the owner's and trainer's parking lot. She was probably pretty pissed off at the time, and they weren't gonna stop and question a woman with a determined look on her face. And sure enough, she found Dad in there, and not sure how she did in that sea of people, but thankfully for Dad's sake, he managed while she was there, after she found him, to hit the daily double for the tune of about $1 grand or more. And by the end of the day, things were right again within the Stein household. So that was a good clean escape from what could have potentially been a very bad situation for Pops.
Gil, happy 90th. You don't look a day over 90. Yeah, maybe you do. Been a long friendship since Manual. We had a long intermission after Manual. You went to the service. We both got married and had our families. And then we joined up at St. X. And that's when it became a golfing comedy. Since we met at St. X, it's been 6 or 7 really good years. And we've had a lot of fun. And you are the jokester of the group. Keep it in the short grass. Bye-bye.
Happy birthday, Mr. Stein.
Happy birthday, Mr. Stein. You go get him.
Happy 90th birthday, Dad.
Just want to say thank you for sharing all your how-to information on helping us build a home together, Gil and I. Really appreciate all that wisdom. And thanks for being such a great grandpa for the girls. You know, all those wonderful tricks you taught them about how to pick strawberries by pick one, eat two, and glad that they weren't weighed at the end. And thanks for wrapping up all those little packs of Juicy Fruit gum every Christmas. That is a memory they will never forget, and we certainly as parents will never forget. So thank you.
And I wanted to share just a couple of my favorite stories from your childhood that you told me quickly. The favorite one is the peach cobbler affair, where the Muddy had made the peach cobbler. It was sitting in the windowsill. You sat in the windowsill, and it was falling towards the concrete steps below. You reached out the window and grabbed it, and then Muddy served you the piece of cobbler with your fingerprints in it. The other one is probably when Dad Stein, you wanted to skip school and Dad Stein made you go paint with him in 90-degree closets to where it about made you pass out. Anyway, thanks again for being a great dad, for all the great work you did with Mom, and we're both so happy that you and Marlene have found happiness together. Again, happy 90th birthday and many more.
Happy 90th birthday to Mr. Stein.
Hey Grandpa, it's Susie. Just wanted to say happy birthday and that we love you very much. My best memory of you has always been your storytelling. Whether it was when we were sick, when we were kids and we were staying with you and Grandma, or you came over to see us, or when we spent nights at your house watching My Fair Lady and all the PG parts of Monty Python. You always had stories to go with everything, from the Lindbergh cheese on the St. Agnes radiator to down at the Derby Museum on half days when you would take us there. There was always an epic adventure that was kind of playing out in my mind as you told your stories that went along perfectly with my love of history and I think really helped to foster it. So I love you very, very much. I'm sorry that we can't be there, but we're with you in spirit. Love you lots.
Two stories about my dad. One involves a phone call that I got from him each time my mom went to deliver a younger sibling. You have another brother. Dad enjoyed rhymes, although I eventually found this one to be a bit tiresome. More recently, Dad assumed increasing responsibility for Mom as her dementia worsened. One time I complimented him on living out his wedding vows, and he brushed aside the praise and said, "Nope, that's just what anybody would do." And I was really impressed with that. And he gave his all to Mom, all the way to the end. Cheers and happy birthday, Dad. We love you.
My memory comes to mind primarily goes back a ways, and it's while Gail and I were dating and going to dinner over at the house with Gail and her brothers and Pat and Gil. And it was sort of like dinner with the Marx Brothers, except a little zanier. You know, Pat, I think at that point was like, "Look, I fixed dinner. Gil, you can play the parent." And she just, you know, I don't remember her having much of a, control or worrying about it at all. But I do remember Gil trying to herd the cats at the dinner table at the help of, Walla Bear and Chubby the Bear and anybody else that happened to be around frequently. It was very entertaining for me. It's always entertaining to watch somebody herd cats as opposed to being the one that has to actually be trying to do it. But, it was free and it was the best show in town. So, it's something that I wouldn't have missed for anything. And I have very fond memories of being over there and, spending time with the family from the earliest days. So, Grandpa, congratulations on your 90th. It's a great big special holiday for you. We're looking forward to being there and celebrating it with you.
We love you. Happy birthday.
Bye.
One of the traits that Dad has that's truly impressed me over the years is his enduring love and devotion for family. You could tell when he would tell us stories about his upbringing with his brothers and sister and Muddy and Dad, just the joy in his voice as he told the various stories and the fondness that he had of those times. And that carried forward through our childhood. Even though he worked 7 days a week at times, you could always count on Dad to be in the stands for any game or function that you had. And then in retirement with all the grandkids, he always wanted to be a part of what everyone was doing. If you had a home project, Dad wanted to be there and would be there, helping and jumping right in the middle of it until it was all done. And that's been, it gave us a great opportunity to spend more time with him and really enjoy Dad as a person. But to really see his true love and devotion for family has been very impressive.
Hey Grandpa, just wanted to wish you a happy 90th birthday. Can't believe you're gonna be 90 years old. That's incredible. I miss you and hope you have a good one.
Hey Gil, this is
Scott
and Amy Beckham wishing you a happy 90th birthday. We always love it when you attend our wildlife events, and we love hearing stories about you, told by you and by your family. We love you. There's one little thing that I think about. I remember when you were taking care of your sweet wife, you were talking about how you do the laundry, and you found these great little die catcher sheets that allowed you to do all sorts of laundry without worrying about the colors fading. I'm like, hey, I use those sheets too. I love those things. So now every time I do laundry and I pull out one of these sheets, I think of you. And so that's at least weekly. So now everybody else will be thinking of you if they use these things. And if you don't use them, they're really great. Just ask Gil. So we're not very good at this. We wish you the happiest of birthdays and many, many more.
Happy birthday, Gil.
Happy birthday. Many years of playing golf. Love you. Bye.
Hi, Grandpa. It's David. Happy 90th birthday. Congratulations. It's a great milestone. I remember when you and Grandma once came and visited us in New Jersey, and you were doing your research over at Monmouth Park to figure out all the colors for the Jersey silks that you were doing in your volunteer work at the Kentucky Derby Museum. I think that was just a really, really cool thing, and I'm really glad that you and Grandma volunteered there for as long as you did, and you had some knowledge and expertise to share, and you did, and that's really, really great. So I'm proud of you for doing that, and I'm proud to see that you've reached 90, and hope you keep going strong. And Ellen and I send all our love and prayers and good wishes from Omaha. Have a great day.
When I was younger, Grandma and Grandpa used to keep fruit in the fridge, like strawberries, green cherries, and blueberries, and every time I came over, they would let me have some. So one time I came over and Grandpa had a carton of blueberries, and I ran into the kitchen really fast to steal some before he noticed, and I opened the fridge and grabbed a couple handfuls of blueberries and shoved them on my cheeks. So my cheeks were puffed out, they were huge, and just as I was trying to hide the evidence, Grandpa came into the kitchen and he saw me and my cheeks were giant, and he thought that I had just blown them up with air, so he ran over to me and squeezed my cheeks really hard, and I just spit blueberries all out at him.
Happy birthday, Gil. Happy 90th birthday, Gil.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Gil, you dirty old man. I love you. Hope you have a great day.
Hi, Gil. It's Lois. And the thing I remember is when you came to our wedding, and you had just hitchhiked in from Washington, D.C., and you got there just as the ceremony began. And we were so glad to see you. Have a happy birthday. Bye.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. I will never forget that despite your best efforts, I will not be playing women's golf in college. I will actually be running. And all of those years of you trying to convince me to get into the sport, you said you'd set me up with someone for lessons at Seneca Park, and you even gave me pink golf balls for Christmas and a glove and even some clubs.
Happy birthday, Mr. Stein. Thanks for all the tips.
Happy 90th birthday, Gil. I just want to tell you how much I love you and how much fun I've had with your family. It all started back in 1985. I think I came to the family Thanksgiving, and you had gone down the street to rent from the video store Life of Brian because I had not seen any Monty Pythons. And so we sat there and we all watched Monty Python, and I think Roddy always said the verses before they said them. So I kept thinking, what is wrong with this family? But we love you and we wish you many, many more birthdays.
Happy birthday, Mr. Stein. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm here at Churchill Downs with your son and daughter-in-law. I wish you a happy birthday. I'm drinking beer. It's not old-fashioned, but I'll see you next year on Easter and your neighbors. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gil.
Happy birthday. We hope you have many, many more.
Yeah, and we're sorry you're not here in this recording studio of our bathroom, where we have Martha's artwork right behind us, or something that came from her house.
Yeah.
So we tried to make something familiar. So We wish we were with you, and hopefully we'll get to see this video sometime. And I'm sorry I look so old, but that's what happens to people like me. But you're still young. We love you.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Gil. We hope you have a wonderful day. Come on, say something.
Just looking at you.
Cheers.
And many more.
Amen.
Since we moved back to Louisville, Roddy has really started acting like his dad.
Oh, there's a place right up there in front.
Did you call ahead for that spot?
I'm becoming my father.
Cool, clear water. Come on, people. It's the only shade of green we're going to get.
Thank you. Oh, thanks, Roddy. Thank
I
you.
do the same for Miss America.
Happy 90th birthday, Dad.
We're so happy to be back in Louisville with you. We love you.
We love you.
Perhaps one of the more legendary stories that involved Grandpa was the story of the gremlin. Much like in A Christmas Story, where you know, it'll go to the grave as to how the leg lamp got broken. Probably be the same with how the gremlin ended up in the Ohio River. I remember it was summer of my freshman year, and I was going to work over at Trinity, and I went back to the backyard, pulled out my 10-speed, started coming out the front. Hadn't rained in Louisville in probably about 2.5 weeks, and it's bone dry outside. And as I come around the house with my bike, I see Dad and Gilbert standing out front around the gremlin, and water is just gushing out of this thing. And Dad looks over at Gilbert and says, "I don't know what the hell he tried to do, maybe go to Indiana without using the bridge." Which was pretty prophetic, as we found out it did end up in the Ohio River down at Cox's Park. How it truly happened, we may never know the real story there, but once again, it was quite a hilarious story, and it would be a great 90th birthday present for Pops to maybe understand really what happened that day.
Dad, happy 90th birthday. I love you, and I figured that on your 90th birthday it was time for you to hear the true story of what happened to the gremlin and how it sank in the river. It was right at this spot in Cox's Park, and where the car sank in the river and the boat ran over the top of it with a propeller. And I figured on your 90th birthday you should certainly get the rest of the story. Right here in this spot, that what happened is the parking brake slipped. Place. It was because the car was overheating and I was getting water out of the river to put it in the radiator. So right then, the parking brake slipped and I had to drive my way out, and I just kept getting further and further back. I finally had to swim out of the window, and the car sank in the river. I got out, the guy picked me up and took me to use a telephone. I called my friend Paul Stick, and so happy birthday, I love you, and I hope you can rest easy now knowing how the story, how it really happened.
Hey Gil, it's Paul, happy birthday. I wish I could be there in person, but I'll tilt one back in your honor tonight. You know, a lot of time has gone by, and I feel finally compelled to come clean on what happened that night, because the story that old Captain Nemo is trying to pawn off is complete and utter bullshit. Ask him again about the prop marks. He may slip up this time. Also, his life was never in danger. He bailed out early before the boat even went down, and he only swam about 10 feet. That was my story to try to gain some sympathy. If you want to know what really happened and the rest of the story out there that night, you just give me a call.
10, 20, 30,
40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Happy 90th birthday, Uncle Gil!